vid here. Let's see if I can fix this. No, I can't. So I'll just do the video. So I do a lot of these calls. People call me, and I always ask people. They're always asking for advice, and I just give it to them. You know, I just got off a phone call with the gentleman, and he was out of New Jersey, right? And he said he's starting a junk removal business, and he just bought workies, and he's doing this kind of payment. Anyway, he just went all out. And I told the guy, I said, man, let me ask you a question. I said, what's the difference between workies and something like Google Calendar that's free? And he said the payment processing. And I said, okay, so what's the difference between Cash App, Venmo, Zelle, and the kind of work that you're doing with workies and having to pay them? And we just got into a discussion. I told this guy, you're spending too much money on apps. I'm going to tell you guys, if you're starting in junk removal really quick, and you're doing, good morning, Robert, what's that? And if we're starting in junk removal, and you want to start off saving money and doing the basic, well, not even the basic, it's more like doing the smartest things for your business so you can prosper and make some profit, right? What are the apps that you can use? And I'm going to tell you the apps that I use on a daily basis. Of course, in junk removal, you're going to have to use Maps. Maps is an app, okay? Just going to tell you that. Maps is an app. You need Maps to get to where you're going. But when it comes to business, Howdy from Sherman. Howdy from Sherman, Texas. What's up, man? Elias, ¿qué pasó, dude? What's up? All around junk removal. No apps, dude. We are doing good. Bro, you don't use one app. All around, you don't use a calendar. You don't use a calendar. You telling me that's an app, dude? Using a calendar. Everybody uses a calendar for their business, right? Oh, what do we got? A pen and paper all around? What's going on, dude? I'm waiting for your answer. So the most popular apps you can use that I use on a daily basis, and you do all around, you do use apps because you use Maps, okay? You don't have a Maps Co in the car, right? The Maps Co, remember back in the day? Anyway, that's an app. So the most popular app that I use is Google Calendar. I input their information right on my phone, and it's quick, it's accessible, it's easy, it's efficient, boom. And then it tells me 30 minutes before the job. It averages. You know the cool thing about Google Calendar is this. It's like, let's say, this is so crazy about Google Calendar. Fort Worth, Texas. And I put down there that I need to be in Dallas at 12 o'clock, but my drive time is an hour. Ah, you see that all around? You do use apps. And my drive time is an hour to Dallas. Google Calendar will tell me 30 minutes before that hour. It averages out where I'm at in Fort Worth and then tells me it's going to take you 59 minutes to get to Dallas. So here's your 30-minute warning, 1 hour and 30 minutes before you have to leave. What? Now, I know Workies doesn't do that. And if they do, they're just copying Google Ads because Google Calendar has been around for at least 20 years now. I don't even think Google's been around for that long, but Google Calendar is one of the best applications you can use. Another one is Street Invoice. Street Invoice is a free app. You get like 1,000 and thousands of invoices that you can send out. It's a free invoice. It's basic. It's its own application as Google Calendar, and those two are the most popular apps that you can use in junk removal. That's it. That's all I use. I don't use anything else. There's a lot of people that use like their to track a truck down to GPS and stuff, and Workies, it makes everything just complicated. They use other apps. I don't do that. Okay. So I have a story to tell you. I'm going to tell you a story really quick that happened to me yesterday. This is pretty funny. This is This is the kind of things that I go do on a daily basis. I'm wearing a sweater, by the way, and I can't find any of my beanies. When you can't find a beanie, that's when you find a beanie, that's when you don't need it. And this morning I woke up, it was cold. I needed a beanie, and I don't know how it is in Sherman, by the way, if it's cold, but I woke up cold. So, and here's a chance. I want everybody who's on this channel right now, all 7,000 people, or just 7, to go ahead and chime and ask me a question. If you want to know something about junk removal, about how I started, or the best, any question, I'll answer it. Even the color underwear I'm wearing, I don't care. I'll just answer it. So just ask the question. If you want to ask a question, I'll start my story. So this happened to me yesterday. I was in Dallas yesterday, and I was at my haunted house. And at my haunted house, I was leaving to go to Home Depot because we needed more trash bags for the haunted house. We're just filling up trash. I don't know how we do that. And I go to Home Depot, and on the way back, I get hit by a truck. A truck hits me in this Jeep that I'm driving right now. And he hits me from behind, and I'm like, oh, man. And I don't know anything about the insurance on this car. This is my wife's car. It's not my car. And he hits me from behind, and I'm like, oh, gosh. And I could tell it's a Mexican guy, and I'm thinking this guy's going to run. Am I going to chase him? Probably not. And it was a pretty good jolt. I mean, I moved like this, and I was like, dang it. And I could tell I had damage. So I pull over, and, of course, this Jeep is made of plastic, right? It's all made of plastic. I pull over, and this dude's Ford F-150 has damage. I swear to God, this dude must have hit the corner of my truck. This Jeep has no damage at all. Well, hold on all around. I'm going to tell you what happened. He was hauling a 14-foot flatbed trailer. And I pull over, and I'm like thinking, this guy's just going to run around me and just take off running, because I could tell it's not worth it to him. He has an old Ford 150, like an 80s, not a 90s version, like an 80s. And I get out of my car, I pull over, and he pulls over. I'm like, oh shit, this guy's pulling over. I get out of the car, and he gets out of the car, and he goes, what's up? And I'm like, hey man, dude, what's going on? And he goes, you're Ricardo. And I said, yeah, that's me. I said, you've been in my haunted house? He goes, no, you're the junk guy. He goes, I started a junk removal business because of you. And I said, yeah. And I said, oh, really? I said, man, thanks. And he shook my hand, and we got cool. We got cool. We're like, man, I just started my business, bro. I am so sorry I hit your car, man. I'm so sorry. I apologize. Man, I'm trying to make money. What's the best? I give him a little advice, and I tell him, and he says, and I have a dent. I do have a dent in my car. It's like pushed in. It's not a big deal, but it's pushed in. Someone's got to pay for it. And you could just tell, you take it to the insurance, they're going to say $1,500 for some small little dent. But his truck had significant damage, so he must have gotten a previous wreck or something. I don't know. Maybe I caused it. I have no idea. So I go to the guy, and I tell him, I said, dude, well, he gives me his sob story. He's just telling me, man, I just started junk removal. I'm not doing that great. I got in this business. You made it seem so easy, what you're saying, and you make it seem like everybody can make a lot of money and stuff. And I don't know. I feel like I never gave that perception again about my business. But this is what I do, and I just record what I do. And I guess people look at it, and they're thinking, hey, Ricardo can do it. He looks like a fucking idiot. Why can't I do it, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of people think like that. And maybe that's what's happening. They think I'm not that smart. They can do it because I do it. I have no idea. Anyway, I kind of found, yeah, right, dude. I'm serious. So I found it. I felt sorry for the dude. I said, brother, listen, go take care of your family. Go to your job that you're going to, because he told me he's removing some fence. Go do what you're doing. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. And he turns around and he says this to me. This is what he says to me. He goes, wow. Thanks a lot, dude. He gives me a hug. First of all, that from a man to a man, a hug is a lot, right? I mean, you only give a hug when, like, someone dies or, you win the Super Bowl. I don't know, shit like that, right? But he gives me a hug and he says, all those all those people that say bad shit about you, Ricardo, you're not that bad. I was like, full shit. Maybe I should have gave you a hug, asshole, right? I was thinking in my head, but he said, you're not as bad as people say you are. And I started thinking, damn. And that reminds me of something. Backstabbers in this industry, people that just talk bad about you in this industry. You help them out. You help them build your business, their business. You help them build their business. And then they talk bad about you, you know? They just on your show, I'm going to show that. Oh, it held it back, or you're gay. Okay. Right. I see what you're talking about. No, I don't want to report it. Jesus. And it got me thinking. I started thinking of people that I've helped in the past and like have turned on me and said stuff that's just absurd about me. You know, and I was talking to Robert. Robert's a good friend of mine. He's in our Tuesday night meetings every Tuesday night. And Robert was telling me, he said, Ricardo, he sent me a clip and he said, this people's talking crap about you. Are you going to say anything? I'm like, no, Robert, I'm not going to. But it's like what Robert said. They're living rent-free in their head. So I am living rent-free in their head. And I started thinking about that last night when he told me. And I was like, that's pretty funny. And these guys talked about me in this video for about a good 35 minutes. And I was just like, man, they have a lot of time or they really hate me a lot. But the guy that I hit yesterday, Hector Gomez, his name's Hector Gomez. He just started a junk removal business. He's not even have a website. He said, man, Ricardo, you're not the bad guy. They always talk crap about you in the Facebook groups. I'm like, well, thanks, bro. No problem. And then I started thinking, Hector Gomez, nice guy. But Hector Gomez is not changing my life. He didn't kill me. He didn't hurt my back. He damaged my car, but he's not changing my life. And the last time I checked, Hector Gomez, who hit me yesterday, does not pay my bills and doesn't pay my wife's bills or anything, right? And the guys that were talking bad about me, they're not changing my life. They're not. They're not paying my bills. They're not going to change my wife's life. They're not changing anybody's lives. I really don't have much to say about them. And it's not like, what is it called when you turn your cheek, or what is it called? What is it called when you like, you take the upper road, or what's that saying, guys? That anybody in the video, you take the high road. What's that saying that people say that, right? If you can chime below, I took the high road, or what's that saying that I can repeat it? But these guys, they talked about me and they said a lot of bad stuff. And then Hector Gomez said something, about me. And then I was just thinking, and I called Robert. I said, Robert, these guys, they said stuff. I'm not gonna, it's not taking the high road. Is it taking the high road? Is that what I'm trying to say? I don't know. Am I taking the high road? No, I'm not taking the high road. I guess taking the high road is absorbing the situation that these guys are saying about me, and then saying something back, or not saying something back, and thinking and then telling y'all, hey guys, I took the high road. You know what I'm going to do? Nothing. I don't really care. It didn't offend me at all. It really didn't offend me. So I'm Mexican, and white people, and there's black people, and you can call black people the N-word. You can call a white person a honky, and you can call a Mexican a wetback, and you can be offended if you want. I don't get offended when someone says wetback, or that word wetback. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I'm just like, And I was telling Robert, I've had a tragedy in the last few weeks of my life, and I think that's more important in life than concentrating on other things, are way more important than having people talk about you Honestly, it didn't even bother me. I just listened to them rag on me for about a good 30 minutes. And then Robert said, you're living rent free in their head. And I was just started thinking of that. That's pretty funny. I got home. When he said it, I didn't really think about it. And then, usually I go home and I tell my wife, right? Robert says, ignore them. You're on a great path to success and peace. Yes. Yeah, definitely. I usually go home and I tell my wife, oh my God, honey. I come in and I go inside and I tell my wife, hey, honey, these guys are talking trash about me. I'm going to get them right here. I'm going to say something. When I got home last night, I didn't even tell my wife anything. It was like, there's nothing to tell. There's nothing to tell. Nothing at all. It doesn't matter. I understand that there's a lot to say stuff. And I said this comment to Carson, one of my friends in Tennessee. And I told him in Nashville, I'm sorry. And I said, Carson, and you tell me, guys, I want everybody, all 9 people that are on this video right now, to tell me if this isn't true. If I started a junk removal business and every dollar that I made, I gave it to the people that are blind, sick, and malnutrition. I don't know, maybe orphans, blind orphans. I gave all my profits to the blind orphans of Dallas. Would there be one person that says something negative about me? I want everybody to chime in there. Would there be one? Yes or no? Would there be people that chime in and say you're doing something wrong, Ricardo? Yes or no? Because when you think you're doing something right, and it seems right because I'm giving away free money or profits to the orphans, the blind orphans of Dallas, of course. Absolutely. Because it doesn't matter, Elias, all around junk removal, Robert. It doesn't matter. People are going to hate. People are going to hate. People will always find a reason not to like what you're doing or who you are. If you're a wetback or you're a honky or you're a black person, right? They'll find a reason. It could be racially, it could just because they don't like the voice, because they don't like your shirt, or they're jealous. It doesn't matter what. And it's crazy, man. I don't want any hate on these. I don't care, man. Like I said, I usually go home and tell. Right? I think a lot of us go home and tell our wives or girlfriends the ups and downs of our day. Oh, honey, you should have seen this wreck I saw. Oh, honey, I ripped this person off. Oh, honey, I saw this, I helped this cat off this tree. I think, you know what I mean? Last night, I just come home and I'm like, are we watching Halloween 2 or 3? Which part are we watching? The Rob Zombie Halloween with Michael Myers? I don't know. I didn't even care. I like giving advice to people. I've been doing this 16 years now. 16, can you believe that? 16. I've been doing this longer than I was in school, man. That's crazy. 16 years, so I'm always going to give advice. I'm always going to talk to people, and, I told you about the apps this morning. You just need 2 apps, and they're both free. Don't spend your money on workies. Don't spend your money on ads. Don't spend your money. Work on organic traffic, and it'll pay off. Eventually, it does pay off. I transformed Carson's JunkGuys Nashville. I transformed Carson's whole little mindset to an all organic, and it took a long time. It took like 6 months for talking to him on the phone and telling him what to do. I told him what to do, and I told him how to do it. And now his phone rings. He's getting business left and right, and it works for him. And last night I was talking to Nick, who's also in our meetings on Tuesday nights. He just finished building his website. And man, he built an awesome way. He said, Ricardo, I just did everything you did, and we just did it the right way, and I want you to check it before I publish it. I said, bro, you better publish this motherfucker. It's a nice looking website, man. Nick spent some time on it, man. It's a great looking. He's got 27 pages. And in San Diego, I guarantee his website in 6 to 8 months will be ranked on the first page of Google. That's how good it is. I mean, he's got videos, he's got TikToks, he's got YouTube shorts all over his website. He's got pictures of him, and he's got pictures of doing his job. Not only will he tell you how to remove a hot tub, he tells you when to do it, how to do it. I mean, and then he'll tell you how much he charges too. So it's a really cool website, and he does that for satellite dishes. Washers and dryers and refrigerators. So people have been taking my advice, and it works, and they execute, and it works. So if you don't like these videos, maybe you shouldn't watch them, guys, because I'm just trying to help out people here. But in the last few weeks that I've been kind of hush-hush because I've been concentrating on my haunted house, yeah, people talk smack when you don't answer them back. And you know what? It's cool with me. I'm cool with that. Speaking of the haunted house, will we be rained out this weekend? Man, I hope not. You know, this is my money weekend. We've been doing really good lately, and this is my money weekend. And they say it's a 60 and 70% chance it's going to rain this weekend, and I'm screwed, man. I got 29 employees on Friday, 35 on Saturday, Sunday 35, and Monday 35, and Tuesday 35, all coming in. You know, when you're paying security guard, you know, I'm going to do a video about that. I'm going to do a video. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a video. When I get to the haunted house, I'm going to do a separate video. Y'all stay tuned about the expense of a haunted house and how it relates over to junk removal. I think there's a lot of relation to junk removal. A lot. By the way, if it wasn't for junk removal, there is no haunted house. 100%. So I'm going to tell you some of my finances when it comes to the haunted house and some of the money that I spend. That way you can get an idea that junk removal long term is a way better business. But right now, the haunted house makes junk removal look like trash, to be honest with you. Whew. Says, I appreciate your nuggets that you provide in the junk removal. What's up? Robert says, if your efforts are sincere, that's all you need. Thank you, Robert. Robert's a great guy, man. Robert's great. I will tell you this, that every time we come live on our video, Robert's eating something. Robert's eating a burger. Robert's eating seeds. Robert's drinking juice. Robert's doing something. He's making quesadillas. I don't know, man. Robert's all out there. And it's hilarious because we're always guessing what he's eating. Anyway, guys, give me about maybe 45 minutes. I'll do another video. I can't work outside because it's raining. So, but I'll do a video about how my finances in the haunted house, how it works out for us. Okay, guys? I'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.